takes maybe a couple minutes to stir this to get all the crystal to dissolve. Sometimes less, depending on how warm your water is. Now it's time to sink the cans. There's nothing special about it. You just want to make sure they're covered up with acid and sink to the bottom. It's just a matter of sinking one after another.
Done?
You want to soak cans in citric acid for 12 hours for the first batch and about 24 after that. Oxalic acid, you're going to use it for about an hour or two, maybe 5 or 6 at the utmost. As the acid gets weak, it'll start not cleaning cans. Oxalic, you want to change it more often because it'll leave this nasty yellow residue on the rims of the cans. The other week I asked a guy to go digging with me, and he sort of turned me down. He's a guy that lives right near here. It's a shame he didn't go with me because he could have shared some of these nice coors with me. But oh well, his loss. Anyway, I like picking up mystery cans. You don't know what they are. Sometimes they clean out, sometimes they don't. We just end up throwing them away. But we found some surprises. One time I found 18 English Lad Ales doing that. So we've got some mystery cans in there. I always like to soak a few cans I find and see what they turn out to be. You sort of want to mark where the water level is and keep the acid up to that level so you don't get the acid too strong and start damaging cans. These are going to be in for a 12-hour soak. It's good sometimes to put a lid over something like this to keep the evaporation down, but like I said, this is going to be 12 hours for the first batch, 24 for the second using citric acid. Looks like it's time to pull the cans from the acid. I checked on them a little earlier and moved them around a little bit, but as you can see, they've cleaned up quite nicely. We'll start pulling them out and giving them a brushing now. What you want to do when you pull these cans out of the acid is use a nice soft toothbrush and sort of go over the painted surface really quick here. And sort of rub off most of the dirt. If there's any nodules that are still there, you can brush them off to scrape the rims with a pair of pliers. To get a little bit of better solution, you can also use a wire brush. I use a wire brush to sort of work around the rims to get any dirt off of them. The seams, you can give them a quick working over with a wire brush and rinse the can off. If you want different colors of the lids, like they were originally gold or copper, you can get one of these wire brushes that are copper or gold, especially in cone tops it works. Use a brass brush or a copper brush, and it gives it sort of a patina. It doesn't, of course, restore it like new, but it does give it a little bit of an antique look. So if you want to try that experiment, use different colored brushes. What you want to do, like I said, is just use some water, put a little baking soda in the water, and carefully work over the can and brush it off. One thing I want to note is there's a big rumor, a lot of people who want to convince you that their way is the only way to do it, you must use oxalic acid, tell you that citric acid discolors cans. As you see, the gold on this Tivoli is just in fine shape. There's no a bunch of this discoloring. It didn't all turn dark and fall off. There's a lot of myths about stuff like that, but really if you've got problems, a lot of it's your acid's too strong. Cut back on the crystal and wait longer, and that usually will solve your problems. I have a lot more cans to pull out of the acid, but in little batches I like to take the cans over here and take them out here to the lawn, give them a little spraying with the hose, take this thing into the inside and spray the inside and get them cleaned out, and then let them dry out here in the sun. And when they're completely dry, put a little WD-40 on them, and that's pretty much all there is to cleaning the cans. One thing I'd like to make a quick note of is take a look at that Walters beer and also the gold on that Tivoli. You notice that those cans didn't turn all dark. One of the myths of using citric acid is that if you use citric that your cans are going to discolor and fall apart, and you can see that just isn't the case here. So don't be afraid to use citric, just make sure you don't mix it too strong.